no see? Well, okay, it's been like 2 weeks, but still, it feels like a long time. Hey guys, it's Rachel, welcome back. All right, story time. I mentioned on my Instagram that I hurt my back. I was going through the baby gates that we have and I ended up twisting it because here's the thing. We have this big baby gate, big, it's huge, but like the door for it is like this wide. I have hips that could probably fill up the Grand Canyon. Not being disparaging to myself, that's just the way it is. So when I walk through these baby gates, I kind of have to like twist myself to get through it. Well, I didn't twist far enough, so I'm like twisted and I hit the edge and my back goes, but my top of my body stays where it is. Point being, I heard it and I was like, ow, that kind of hurt. Went about my business, I hurt myself bad. And I've been not able to sit in this chair and film a video for you guys because it hurts. I'm finally getting back to where I think I can sit down and talk to you. Maybe not. Maybe I will regret this when this is over, but I'm trying to like, if we had wallpaper, I'd be tearing it down because I really want to get this done. I miss you guys and I want to give you some content. All right, starting the video now. What am I going to be talking about today? I had this idea to do this and I don't know if anybody else has done this video yet or not. Maybe they have, but I just wanted to get a video filmed. I'm talking today about some eyeshadow palettes that I have where I think that the mattes in the eyeshadow palettes far outperform their shimmer. That's not to say that the shimmers aren't good. That is to say, I just think that when I'm using palettes together, I love the mattes, but the shimmers are just kind of like, eh. Let's get started. I've kept you guys waiting long enough. All right. Starting with the brands where I think the mattes always outperform the shimmers is going to be Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have 2 palettes of theirs. I used to have 4. I have since decluttered the Modern Renaissance and the Norvina palette, so I kept Sultry and Soft Glam. I think that the mattes outperform the shimmers with this entire company. I don't know anything about the new Norvina palettes. Those color stories don't speak to me. Now, I do love the satins that they have come out. I don't like these shimmers. I feel like they kind of crumble and fall apart. I think foiling these like shimmer products are probably the better way to go, but they are really messy. However, I think everybody who's ever had an Anastasia palette can tell you, I don't know, I can't speak for you. I do like the way that their mattes blend. I think that they've got a good thing going on here with their mattes. In the Sultry palette that I'm showing you here, this shade right here, Slate, I have a hard time with cool tone mattes not being patchy, not like they skip around, and I haven't had that with these mattes. I need to get on my I've had coffee. I don't know what's going on. I love their mattes. I think they're great. Shimmers in comparison, not so much. The next brand I'm going to talk about is Dominique Cosmetics. I have their original Latte palette and their Latte 2 palette. I love this Latte palette so much. This is just like my top 2 palettes that I've ever owned. I really like, warm tone shadows are obviously my game. I've said that on this channel before, but I love the matte shades in here. They are so incredibly creamy. That is what I go for. I do not go for drier formulas. I want it to be nice and creamy, and it's almost like when you put your hand in these mattes, it's almost as if it's got a little bit of moisture in there. You know what I'm saying? It blends beautifully. I think this color story is great. Even these 2 colors that are kind of weird, they go great together. In the newer Latte 2 palette that they have, I don't think that these perform as well as the original by any means. I've had some skipping with these darker shades. You're really missing a mid-tone color. In comparison to these shimmers, they really outperform the shimmers, the mattes do. What I found with these shimmers in both palettes is that they are a little bit gritty. They've got that glitter in there, and when I put them on my eyes, it kind of emphasizes texture, especially this frappe shade out of all of them. I'll use this on the inner corner, but kind of putting it all across the lid, unless you are agreeing to that, you might find that a little bit a little bit different. All right, the last company that I am going to talk about, I have 3 palettes here, but this is Natasha-Nonna. By the way, Biba, I bought 2 more, and Biba is still my all-time favorite. The mattes in here are amazing. There's both just powder formula and cream to powder formula. I love both. I especially love that cream to powder formula. If you are somebody that hates fallout, her cream to powder formula might be just, you know, sent from heaven for you. This palette only has 3 shimmers, and I think one of them is one of her top coats. It's all right. They're not the best shimmers I've ever come across, but her mattes are just so amazing. They're my favorite matte formula that I've ever tried. Also in this palette, do have some duochrome shades. For that reason, I really like the Sunrise palette, but the mattes in here are fantastic. I actually think that the Sunrise palette is more balanced in terms of the quality of both the shimmers and the mattes. The mattes still outperform the shimmers, but the shimmers in here are really great. Of course, there's this Metropolis palette. This one I can actually bend back for you. The Metropolis palette. This has a lot more shimmers than the Biba does, and I really like the shimmers in here. Some of them are a little bit more like they're her, what are they called? Her duochrome chroma crystals. Not my fave, but the mattes are just, I don't have any problems with these mattes. These mattes don't skip on me. They show up. They're true to color for the most part, and I love them. I love them so much. I have 3 honorable mentions where I haven't tried anything else from this company, but within this specific palette, I think that the mattes are better than the shimmer. So first up is the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions palette. I am a huge fan of orange. Orange is my favorite color of eyeshadow. However, now that I have the Metropolis palette, I don't know how much I'm gonna get out of it. We will see. I will try my best. But I really like the mattes in here way more than the shimmers. What I find with these shimmers is that they crease. No matter how much glitter glue, which I do use glitter glue with shimmers with my eye shape, it doesn't matter how much glitter glue I put on here, they still crease. And for something that is supposed to be high end, that's unacceptable to me. Honestly, this middle shade up here, I ended up filling it in with my, let me get it out, with my ColourPop Super Shock in Lightning Bug. They're the same exact color. And this held up better than this did. $6 eyeshadow over a $27 palette. So I really like the tones in here, but I don't like the shimmers as much. I don't think that they live up to the whole palette's reputation. And I've talked about this one on my channel before. This is the Goin Coconuts palette from ColourPop. I have since changed my mind about this palette. I was pretty harsh on it when I first got it because of the shimmers. The middle row here with these shimmers, I was really... Here's the thing. I think I was expecting something that was more satin, and this is more glitter based. So it's kind of like it sloughs off like baklava in your hand. So what I've ended up doing is foiling these 2. This is just a lost cause, this Palm Reader shade. I've been foiling Cocoa Crush and Da Coco, and this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. They're all right. I actually... After doing that, I've fallen in love with this palette, but the mattes in here completely and totally outperform these shimmers. I love the mattes in this palette. This is my favorite in terms of creating a brown look because they just blend seamlessly. I don't really know about Get Crackin'. This is a matte base. Not my favorite, but they just blend perfect, and I love these mattes. These mattes are really good. They outperform the shimmers in my opinion. The last palette I'm going to mention is the GiveMeGlow Juicy Olive palette. I like this palette. This palette is great for a grungy green look. Mattes in here outperform the shimmers. I do kind of have a problem with this darker cocktail shade. It does kind of skip around, but the other 3 greens in here are really, really good. They blend really great. I don't have anything bad to say about the 2 shimmers in this palette at all. It's just that when I use a palette, I've noticed what do I fall in love with, and I fell in love with the mattes. I didn't necessarily fall in love with the shimmers. All right, so that concludes my list and my roundup of palettes where the matte shades are outperforming the shimmer shades, in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about my opinion on these palettes? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is there anything that I mentioned that I did not show where you think that the mattes outperform the shimmers? Let me know. Go ahead. Drop a comment. If you aren't following me on Instagram, go on, hop over there, find me. My name is Rachel Babe Beauty, just like it is here on the YouTubes. I tend to be a little bit more on Instagram than I am on YouTube. I'm more consistent over there. It's quicker, it's easier, and I can give you guys fly-by thinking more quickly. So hop on over there, go ahead and follow me. If you haven't already subscribed, why not? Please stick around. See what other kinds of videos I have created for your YouTube entertainment pleasure. Be kind to yourself out there, folks, and I will catch you later.